Happy Tuesday. It is November 13th, 2018. I'm Bryce Castillo, your pre-show navigator here for the Night Attack pre-show, which is what this is. The Night Attack pre-show. Hello, everybody. This is the part of the show where we get to cook and get cooking and be good looking as we're cooking. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing today? It is a cold one here in Austin, Texas. It is. Let me check the weather temperature forecast right here now. 35 degrees outside. Holy shit. But also, it will be 68 degrees on Saturday, so who can fucking tell what is going on anymore? Normally, this is the part of the season when it gets just, like, unendingly rainy. I mean, the rainy season will continue for the next few months, for sure. But the, like, unending cold, just... Magic says it's 34 in Portland. Yeah. And that's up north, though. You know. Dan Waller's got 27 in Omaha. It's just cold. It's cold. I had to break up the peacoat. My second coat. And it's like I've had to keep it, like I can't put it up because I need it every so often. But so I don't know. I don't pee in this coat. Wabbit magic. But hello everybody, welcome. We're gonna do a really good night attack tonight. I hope it's gonna be a good one. I don't really know what the guys are gonna do for the first act. Hopefully they've got something in mind. Hopefully. But also we are going to play a game. You may have seen on Twitter, Brian is sick. We did weird things yesterday, and apparently, like, not long after he started to definitely feel it. So he's kind of sick. I will almost certainly get sick by being in this room with him for another 4 hours. But that's coming up. But he's sick. He's sick, and I want to make sure we inoculate Brian a little bit, give him some antiviral. So we've got a little a virus-based game. It's not really connected at all. In fact, when we do it, you're gonna probably go, oh, this doesn't really have anything to do with Brian being sick. But I say that nobody asked you. Just if you ask me. If you ask me, nobody asked you. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm sticking to it. You know, honestly, that's kind of my MO. But we're gonna have a nice little simple, fun, weird quiz. I think for about half of everybody. No one will bat an eye. Well, for half the people listening won't bat an eye at it. They know exactly what it is and they know it. But for the other half of the people, I think you will be surprised.
They're here.
You might be surprised. No, they're not here. You might be surprised. But we'll see. Before we did the pre-show, I had the stream on. I normally will do a little bit of a pre-show, which is normally just me playing music for about 5 or 10 minutes to get, or sometimes longer, for people to kind of get in, logged in, get their stream set up, get ready, get everyone in hyphy mood. The pre-show to the pre-show, the pre-show as I call it. But we did it was like a good 20 minutes or so of another idea. And it's something that I want to do. I don't know that it's necessarily a night attack thing or if it's just like a different, separate idea. But we had a lot of fun with it. So I'll try to find somewhere to put that sometime this week because that was fun. I got it recorded. But I'd like to do more of that because that's a real fun, dumb thing that we did. But I won't tease you anymore about that. Let's take a look at some stuff. We had some stuff posted in the Discord over the past week. In some various places, but we've got a few here. Let me see if I can find it. We had good stuff here, and we'll take a look. We'll take a look at some stuff and see what's going on the inner tubes. Right, we'll turn on this audio here. Go over here. All right, this is okay. So this is the ProZD guy. Everyone knows ProZD. I wonder. Oh, he's a voice actor too. Okay, well, anyway, proceed. Here's a video from him.
So what are we looking at here?
Homicide. Death by strangulation. Vine marks around the neck. Maybe a Venusaur?
Nah, Venusaur vines would snap the windpipe like a twig. There was a struggle. You can see vine flakes underneath the fingernails.
So what are you thinking? Ivysaur? Bulbasaur?
Check the skin. What do you see?
There's no blood.
Giga drain.
What kind of monster would do something like this?
We're all monsters, Jake. Monsters in the pocket of God.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
The murderer.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, we could talk. Let's talk about Detective Pikachu. I'm sure we'll talk about it a little more. This might be something that they talk about on the show. I don't know, but I'm gonna put my words out there. Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu looks like an okay movie. It looks like a film you could go and watch. But the thing that bugs me with doing, like, I love the idea of doing gritty, realistic type Pokemon rendering. I do think all of the rendering looks a little too fuzzy, a little too like wiry. I know, I don't know. It seems. Oh, Mike TV, thank you for your parting raid. Let's see what they say. Mike TV live here with 3,000 megatons of Cloud Fizzly Mahogany. Okay, there we go. Cloud Fizzly Mahogany. So the Detective Pikachu, the realism, I worry about. This is gonna sound really stupid. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna sound really fucking stupid when I say it because it's really just a really fucking dumb thing. I worry about there are huge fundamental, like, not plot holes is too small of a word. There are world building problems with telling me that there is a world where Pokemon like live alongside a modern urban society. I don't know. I don't know. I think Pikachu looks okay. It took me a while to warm up to the look of Pikachu, and I don't even know that I'm all the way there yet. Yeah, I think, like, you should look cuter than that. You should look cuter, or like, not. You should look less ugly than that. Is, I guess, what I'll say. So Breastberry says, aren't places in Pokemon pretty modern though? I mean, but not very little of like the Pokemon gameplay is about living in a society with Pokemon. Pokemon games are just dogfighting games. That's all they are. So I just think they look a little weird. But also, on the other side, I actually think that the story could be good. It could have good action. It could have good stuff. And you hope that it being a Nintendo thing in 2018, that someone has the reins to say, okay, well, you need to. This does need to be good. It does have to be good. You don't just get to look impressive from a CG standpoint, but it also like should be good. Someone there has to say this has to look good. I would say the Mr. Mime I thought actually was one of the better looking Pokemon, but he got so much screen time and he's already a goofy sort of Pokemon, so it makes sense. But it's I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll just have to see. Weird Pokemon, man. And I wonder how we will. Okay, because the other thing is like let's take a step back and note that this is a live action anime. This is in the same avenue as Ghost in the Shell, as the Netflix Death Note. Not to mention the dozens of like actual Japanese live action versions of any number of shows that they've made adaptations of. Pokemon, or yeah, Dragon Ball. They did. Bleach. Netflix is a Bleach one. Death Note was done multiple times in Japan, much more faithfully. So I don't know how that affects my expectations, because I think it actually looks okay. I think it could be okay, which is I don't know. Yeah, The Last Airbender is coming out soon. Well, a new Avatar, The Last Airbender, right? Netflix is doing another Avatar take. We'll see. We'll just see. Yeah, Who Framed Roger? It is similar to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, huh? It's yeah, huh? Alanon is asking, there's live action Bleach. I think it's incoming. I think it's upcoming, but maybe it's not out yet. But yeah, Netflix is making or co-produced a live action Bleach. Which I never got into the Bleach stuff either. No, Bleach is out, says Reggie33. I never got into the Bleach stuff. Yeah, it's one of, it's a shonen anime, right? It's all action-y stuff and it just goes on forever. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, give me 1 second. Okay. Back. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see about Detective Pikachu. I mean, first trailer, or like kind of a teaser, really. Like that's a thing. That's what it is. All right, let's take a look at So this is an our Auntie Donna. The new Red Dead Redemption looks great. Oh, that's great. That's very good. They've had a lot of new videos come out recently, right? That's interesting. Oh, I've seen this. Okay, so this is a streamer. Does it have his name on here? I don't know if it has his name on here. This was a streamer who got a $100 tip on his stream, and I'm just gonna hit play in this video here. Let me turn the audio on.
Oh, this is bad. This is really not good. Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no, he lit a smoke grenade in his bedroom. Oh my goodness.
I had to put it in the bathroom, and it's still going. This is not good. This is not good.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we must have taken. Oh, you could just see the red creep into. It looks like Blade Runner now. Okay, I'm gonna just. I'm keeping it down because you could hear the. It's hard to hear because.
I am not a furry.
I just hear the voices shouting in the background. Even quiet, even hearing the fire alarm quiet feels loud. I'm trying to keep it down. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Oop. My goodness. Man, people will do anything for money, huh? Like that's a stunt. Like let's be clear here. That's a stunt. That's a stunt. That's not like, I don't know. That's a stunt. And for $100 too. Put a smoke grenade in your bedroom. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I think that version or that Reddit clip was cut down. Oops, let me see. There we go. Yeah, okay. You know, that's just a bad idea. You know, this young guy in clearly like his family's home, late at night popping a smoke grenade. Like, what? Like, it's not something that goes unnoticed, right? I mean, the fire alarms alone. But yeah, it should have been $1,000. For $1,000, I'd have done it. $1,000, fucking yeah. Open a window, get a fan, get a box fan, buy a box fan with $1,000. You know, but yoy. All right, someone posted this video. I did not actually get a chance to look at it, but here it is. Morgan and Morgan 3.1.
When you hire Morgan, it's like bringing in Morgan to a Morgan fight. I'm John Morgan of Morgan and 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 Morgan.
So as my mom and dad would say, right before they tucked us in at night,
Morgan and 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 Morgan.
it's a family tradition. Morgan and
Morgan
Morgan.
and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and
Okay, that's
Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan.
And if you just want to say Morgan, that'd be great too.
That's okay. Yeah, okay. Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan. That was good. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna show that to the guys later. Okay. Let's see what else we've got here. Anybody have links? You got any links? Hey, if you get any links, fucking throw them up. Kosoy Anthony, get to put them up. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find something else in the Discord. Oh, we can check out the fan made. See what's going on in the fan made. So Cogswell made those. Shwood yoga with Shwood. I don't know. Oh, so I cut out. I did cut out a little face of Brian's head from the Houdini cell video that we put out last week. I don't know the yoga connection. I don't quite know the yoga connection. Yoga connection. Let's see here. He also made this Kickstarter. Oh, here we go. Night Attack's next top Diamond Time submission idol podcast competition created by Night Attack. There we go. That's cute. That's cute. Kind of take on the Skoja thing. Let's see. Oh, I see you made a video. He made another Modern Rogue thing. Oh, here we go. This is gonna. He's using just a little something from a little known Marvel movie.
It's not going to look very good. It's not a great camera, and...
Hey! Knock it off! Knock it off or I'm calling the cops!
Sorry.
You are my enemy, and my hand will remember. The North remembers!
Oh, y'all.
If you Welcome to Earth!
Okay. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. Look at that. Ah. Alright, well, I think that might be it for easy stuff that I can find. Man, so we didn't do an episode last week, is that right? Is that right? Oh, we got a call. Oh, is that Justin Robert Young?
Oh my good God.
Goodness gracious. Justin, how are you doing, man?
Great. Googly moogly.
Ah, shit. I have to call you right back. I know. Okay, so the new Skype has NDI, which is nice. But they updated it. So where when you go into the settings, it looks like you have NDI automatically always turned on, but it definitely does not. And that's kind of a bummer because if it's not, then you have to hang up on your host who just called you because the thing that you thought was set up was turned on. Here we go. All right, this is Justin. This is Justin Robert Young calling us on the internet. Justin, hello.
Well, hi, Bryce. Good to see you.
Good seeing you as well.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. I was just about to say we didn't do the live show last week. We ran the TwitchCon episode.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was it was been a whirlwind. Like, it feels like Vegas was simultaneously yesterday and 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I got sick right at the tail end of that Las Vegas. Like on the flight back, I was starting to feel sick, and I feel like today's the first day, or like the past couple of days have been the first days where I haven't had like a cough and phlegm and nastiness still in my system from that trip 3 weeks ago.
God damn. Yeah, man. No, that was I'm done traveling, but it's funny because like Vegas does feel like it was only 3 weeks. It was like a month ago.
Yeah, not even a month.
Like I was literally I was going. You ever have one of these things where you're flying and
tell me about it?
You get the Wi-Fi, right? But the Wi-Fi is crap or not working or whatever.
Sure.
And so now you're like, oh crap! I had like mentally prepared myself to fart around on the internet or get something else kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've had this problem before, so I'm like, I'll pull out my Switch. My Switch.
Yeah, your Nintendo Switch.
Dead. And I didn't have the charger with me.
You gotta take a charger. You gotta take a charger. The problem is
no! God damn it. I know. All right. So I'm an idiot with that. So now I do this thing. This is my go-to. I'm bored on a plane and I need to look for something to do.
Okay. Continue telling me, because I feel like I have another stance on this.
Do you have a thing? Do you have another step?
Oh, so I don't fly all the time, right? Like you were a career flyer, and even now you fly a lot.
Yeah.
But anytime I get on a flight, like that night before, I'm hitting up Netflix, I'm getting my downloads, I'm going to my podcatcher, I'm downloading all my favorite apps, and like a smorgasbord, just more stuff to watch or listen to than I could ever get through on the entirety of the trip. You know? So
I'm with you on that, in that podcasting specifically. Now that I have a good app like that'll just auto download I'll always be good on podcasts.
Right.
That is unless my phone starts dying. That's a whole nother thing. But I've got
on
batteries
the plane?
and batteries. I've got batteries and batteries. My phone's never dying. My phone's never dying. All right.
Okay.
So, that being said, I'm not as good with the Netflix thing.
Okay.
Because this is something that is harder, specifically if I'm traveling with Ashley. There's not a lot of like Netflix things that, where on a plane? What should we watch? If I bring a thing that I'm watching, then it's married shit, right?
Okay.
All right. So
Sure.
It's just a little bit more of a political. It's not insurmountable. No one's being difficult. It's just an element, right? It's a thing that goes along with it.
Yeah.
So here's what I do. This is my general, in case all shit fails, right? I just go through my old photos. What? And I'll just go through old photos and I'll like find ones that I like, and I'll have a little photo retouching app or whatever, and I'll just go and like just do a little.
Get your Facetune on for a couple hours.
Editing of photos. Here's the funniest thing. I'll do them all.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh man, I'm gonna post all these as soon as
don't do anything.
Never. I fucking always forget. I never post any of the old photos that I work on. But I came across all of our Vegas photos, and I'm like, oh my god, that was so fun. That was so fun. That was like 4 years. That was literally 3 weeks ago. No, the actual thought that I had was, I should, again, this is one of my I'm going to post it. It was like Thursday. I'm like, throwback Thursday to like last month, with all my family playing family slots. I even have my little Instagram tag I was going to put in the hashtags and everything. And then I realized it wasn't even a month. It wasn't even a fucking month ago. It was like fucking...
You can't throw back to the same month. That's not a throwback.
Not a throwback. It's literally just a thing that happened a very short time ago.
Oh my gosh. Man, so like I always overload on everything. Like when we were in Vegas, because we were in Vegas for a while, so there were a couple of periods where it was just like, okay, people are out and doing stuff. I need to like relax. And so I just sat in the room and like watched some Terrace House on my iPad. And it was just like, I was good. I didn't have to worry about the internet connection in the hotel. I just had it. I don't know, but I always go way overboard. Like I still have, like I must have downloaded like 20 podcasts or something that I still haven't listened to, but I've listened to them before because they're just old episodes that I know are good, but they're just sitting on my app.
Also,
now.
I will forever be doing. I'll be like, the plane will be taxiing.
And you'll start trying to download stuff.
And I'm like, oh shit, download.
It is tough because a lot of stuff, won't download if it's not on Wi-Fi, or it'll wait for Wi-Fi.
Well, Castro is the app that I have. You have to pay for it, but
Okay.
I really like it. And
I just typed
it
in
does a good
Castro to
job.
Google, and I don't know why I thought that app would be the first thing that showed up when you Googled Castro.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So this how is Castro? Because I'm a big Overcast guy. I will go like deep in the paint for Overcast.
Yeah. Wait, you go deep in the paint?
Yeah. I leave it all out on the field for Overcast.
You leave it all out in the paint.
All out in the paint.
But you'd go hard in the paint. You wouldn't go deep in the paint.
What do you go deep in? I would.
Like I don't know. Well, I mean, there's several things. Ask your parents. No, yeah, you go like it's a basketball metaphor, right? That you're charging hard. The paint is like right under the rim.
Yeah.
So you're charging hard to get to the basket. If you just go deep in the paint, you're just very close to going out of bounds. Like there's no benefit to going deep in the paint.
Well, listen, I will go out of bounds to talk about how good Overcast is.
That's fine. That's fine.
So Castro though. So how much is it? Is it
Castro's
like
good.
$1 or
I
something?
don't know. It will automatically load stuff. It'll automatically download stuff. It's got an interface that I like. It's like, in general, I still think that we've yet to fully crack the code on like what the UI should be for a podcast app.
Yeah.
Like everybody kind of has their own different way of doing it. So I'm not saying that Castro's is better.
This looks nice though. I mean, like,
but yeah, I don't know. I think it's like there comes a certain point making your living in podcasting when you're just like, what is this ramshackle bullshit? Like why is every app just like shoddily designed in 5 seconds? And like the biggest clearinghouse of all podcasts is Apple, and they so don't give a fuck.
Oh,
like,
they don't.
Just don't give a shit. Like their app is like all right, but I eventually just got so frustrated with it, I stopped using it. iTunes is the place where everybody gets their. Most people, I know. I'm sorry, 19 people who don't use Apple.
But it's where a lot of other directories pull their directories from.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like, it's just fucking so frustrating that like they don't give a shit. And so I'm just like, you want to know what? I'm gonna pay somebody to do a good app. You did a good app. Here's I'm happy to create a culture in which we give a fuck about there's somebody who's like spending their day saying, what should this app be? How are we moving this form forward?
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's my elevator pitch on Overcast. Overcast has a free version, or you can. I think it's like $1 or $2 a year for the premium version, which is not even a big deal. Overcast has this smart speed thing, so it's not just like that it'll speed up, but you can also shorten silences, so it'll speed up when it knows that there's no one talking, and so you get the sped up version without the some of the nastiness, the artifacting stuff that you get. The other thing, and this is especially good if you listen to kind of amateur podcasts or like kind of new podcasts trying to figure out how their thing works, is voice boost, where
nice,
it'll do like EQ and compression stuff, so it'll I think it probably goes a little, it compresses maybe a little more than it needs to, but that also is like, if you're listening to something fine, compressing that further just makes it sound really compressed. But if there's anything like super quiet, it brings it all up. And then you can do like playlists of like, okay, this is my playlist of comedy shows, this is my playlist of whatever. It's pretty well featured. So that's my pitch. Hey, Brian.
Yes.
You are a noted podcast creator.
Yes.
Do you listen?
I have been noted once or twice.
And I know you listen to podcasts.
Podcasts only of note, yes.
What podcast app do you use? Do you use the basic Apple Podcast?
No. I think I use iCatcher.
iCatcher?
Yeah, it's one of those, like, you know, sometimes you just get paired up and you can't break away because, you know, all your stuff's here anyway. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember you mentioning this and that you'd had it for a while and
yeah,
so it was kind of...
There was a time I actively hated it, and then it got better. And,
That's good.
You know, whatever. It's where all my stuff is.
That's not bad. $3. That's a one-time... That looks okay. That doesn't look bad.
Yeah. No, it
looks
actually,
like an email client.
It's much better now that you could type search, and it will know to search not only the stuff you have, but also like, oh, you might be looking for a new podcast called this, and find that as well. It's gotten better.
Hey, wait, Bryce, if I'm sending you stuff that we're gonna talk about, like news stories, text or email?
Email, please. And if there's anything you need me to not show or to hold back on, just let me know.
No. It's fine.
Yeah. Is it?
And we have a game today.
Good. When's a good time for us to announce that one of us is playing injured?
I already told people you're sick.
All right, good.
Brian's sick, everybody.
Like and not messing around
but
sick.
We're gonna fix your sickness with an antiviral today.
Oh, good.
So you're gonna be on the up and up at the
an
other end of
antiviral video. It's like a video so bad that I wish other people wouldn't watch it.
No,
and I start sending messages saying, "Whatever you do, don't watch this video."
No, but that's really clever. Actually, that's way more clever than the thing that I'm doing tonight.
Antiviral video. I like this.
Ooh, you guys are gonna talk about this. That's great.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, funny. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
But
hey, did you guys watch that Detective Pikachu ad?
Okay, I wasn't sure if you guys were gonna talk about this on the show. Or...
No. I think that's before show talk.
Okay.
If you want to take a moment.
Like I'll tell you what. This was all compressed for me on the flight back from Orlando, but I'm literally walking onto the plane, and it's like, oh, Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4 teaser. Look at this Toy Story 4 teaser. Everyone's going crazy. And nothing else is going to happen today. Everyone's going to talk about Toy Story 4. Like an hour and a half into the flight. Oh, Detective Pikachu is here. Fuck you. Detective Pikachu's the greatest thing ever. Like, this is the fucking shut up. Fucking non-believer. Detective Pikachu's your new Christ. And then Stan Lee died, and it's like, what a roller coaster this plane has been.
You forgot the last stop, which is, well, now's as good a time as any to show Key and Peele reunited in a Toy Story 4 reaction to the Toy Story 4 trailer.
That was this morning. I feel like this morning, the Toy Story 4 was like, oh no, you didn't. No, fuck you. Here's new Key and Peele, but they're stuffed animals now.
Also, so none of this is territory that I have any right to wander into. But I remember listening to Dan Harmon.
I go, walking in.
Yeah. Hello. Hi, my name is Brian Brushwood. I remember Dan Harmon saying that when he got Key and Peele to do the testicle monster time police role, he felt uncomfortable, essentially. He didn't specify what words he used, but the sentiment was that he was telling them to kind of blacken it up a little bit. And I didn't feel like their role when they did that was particularly stereotypical or anything. But then watching the Toy Story 4 reaction, it's like, it seemed like they leaned even heavier into that direction, and I wonder.
Well, but I think that they were specifically doing those characters that they would do on the on the Key and Peele show, like they were like the two valet guys.
Oh,
that was like
was that from one bit? Maybe I just never saw the valet bit.
Yeah, that was like a recurring act where it would be them talking about. Like just two hotel valet guys that are really into things that you would not expect two black valet guys to be really into.
Lisa J says, they definitely blackened it up, and I loved every minute of it. Where are my black toys in Toy Story?
That's a good question. Are there any black toys in Toy Story?
It was a they do have that absolutely contagious enthusiasm in there. Like just watching them be surrogate viewer, us, the audience, was a lot of fun.
We saw a viral video earlier. It was really good. I want to share it with you guys.
All right.
Oh, please. Is it Detective Pikachu? Because if it's not, I don't give a fuck. Just kidding.
Well, it's not, but I think you'll like this.
When you
All
hire
right.
Morgan, when you hire Morgan, it's like bringing in Morgan to a Morgan fight. I'm John Morgan of Morgan and 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 Morgan.
So as my mom and dad would say, right before they tucked us in at night,
Morgan and 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 Morgan.
it's a family tradition. Morgan and
Morgan
Morgan.
and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and
Morgan and Morgan.
Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan.
And if you just want to say Morgan, that'd be great too.
This is not what I need while I'm sick and on medicine.
That's fucking great.
I just ascended outside of my own body for a moment there.
Morgan and Morgan and Morgan. Oh my goodness.
So
wait,
tomorrow,
so what was your thought? Wait, did you immediately accept Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, as your new Christ figure, or like what was up with that?
yeah, no,
You do it?
it looked great to me. It looked like, I get it. They're gonna do a hard-boiled detective thing, buddy cop mashup in a weird world with the pit bull dog fighting, cockfighting, weird ass background of Pokemon, and they're probably going to treat all that with kid gloves and maybe make a little wink and a nod, and that looks like a lot of fun.
I do wonder how dark they make it go, because they are doing very the one of the guys, it was on Twitter today that one of the guys who had done these illustrations of like realistic Pokemon was actually a consultant on, or he was like a character designer for the film. And so they're kind of trying to do this different look and this kind of realistic look, but I don't know how kid friendly they're going to keep it.
I think.
Well, but I would
they look a
imagine,
little grotesque.
The comp that I read that seemed to ring most true to me was the original Ninja Turtles movies, where it's like you're taking a very cartoonish, very stylized thing, and now you're making it real, but it still has to be fun. And that was kind of what was sort of different about the newer ones, where they made the turtles look a little bit more creaturey as opposed to like fun and rounded. Whereas this seems like it's going a little bit halfway, but then again, the Pokemon are far cuter than the turtles ever were. Like they're designed to be adorable until they're not.
Hey, quick side jag. It occurs to me that as long as we have the 3-shot on and I'm ill, like I've been holding this snot rag for a bit, waiting for
just go. Yeah, I mean.
Okay, wait, I would prefer to not wipe my nose on camera.
Okay, yeah.
So just know that if Justin is talking, Brian would probably like to wipe his nose. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pre-show, baby. I don't know.
No.
I mean,
that's why I'm glad we're having the conversation now in pre-show, is so that we can set that up.
Oh my goodness. My take when I was talking about this earlier was, I think it looks a little too grotesque, and I would hope they could cuten it up a little bit more. Like, I don't know. I think Pikachu should look cuter than this.
Oh, I think he's perfect.
Oh, really? No,
I think he's
stop
perfect.
it. You're holding him to unrealistic beauty expectations.
I want old chubby round Pikachu.
Well, but if he's going to have
Ashley's pissed off. She says the tail's not right.
It's not, because it should be brown at the end.
No, but this
no.
is Detective Pikachu.
Well, but it's still a Pikachu.
Yeah,
Well,
but this one's a detective.
So I would say, given the overall character of Pikachu, like you immediately whenever you want to try to tell a story that breaks against what something is meant, you want to swing very, very hard the opposite direction early on. So then now you got this kind of jaded, like, oh, great, almost like, like a beleaguered, like, yeah, I get it. You're thinking I'm saying Pikachu. Do I have to kill another person? What is this? And I think that's the right play. And again, I'm judging everything based on a trailer or whatever. I don't know. I think it looks fantastic.
Oh, I think it looks like it'll be a good movie. Like the writing on it did win me over in a way that I thought I have no idea how you do this right, which is like an adaptation of a game, which is a spin-off of the main Pokemon game.
So speaking of which, tell me about the game. The game, was it like a Professor Layton kind of thing, only starring Pikachu, or?
That's a good question. I actually did not play it, but it's been out for a while now. We can take a look at the Wikipedia maybe. Gameplay.
Oh, I didn't even know it was a game.
An adventure game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you actually team up with Detective Pikachu. You walk around scenes, find clues, speak with people. I would bet it's
closer to like an Ace Attorney or something.
I would say it's probably a couple of clicks easier than that.
Yeah.
Of just like more, probably closer to a novel than anything. But yeah, it was when did this originally come out? It's March 2019 worldwide, but it was in Japan in February 2016.
Man, what a wonderful sideways project. I would love to know whether or not the original script was written for Pokemon or let me put it this way. This seems like the kind of project that might have been a script meant for something else, and somebody had the genius idea to staple it.
There was some like buddy cop. You're a kid and you're a monster and we're gonna team up in this surreal
and
world.
now the Happy Street Murders has come out. Well, we can't do it with puppets. What else could we do? We set it in the Pokemon
it's probably
universe?
something that's been done forever, and then next thing you know, the call goes out that hey, your agent calls and Paramount's looking to do a Pikachu movie about this game, Detective Pikachu, and he's like, well, I got the thing. Let me just find and replace replace with Bulbasaur. Enter.
Exactly.
Writing credit goes to Nicole Perlman, who was a writer for Guardians of the Galaxy before James Gunn got on there, and Rob Letterman, who does not have a Wikipedia page.
Speaking, I don't know if we were. I forget what the connective tissue was. We talked about it briefly on Cord Killers yesterday, but Justin, are you all caught up on Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Those weird things.
No, I'm like seasons behind on Always.
I skipped last season, and I'm really glad I did. Not. I mean, I look forward to going back and seeing the rest of last season, but this entire season seems to have been especially poignant on social commentary, and they did some fairly extraordinary things. Especially this last episode was like. Hopefully I'm not taking anything away, and I know that I'm bad at doing this, but there's a moment that you're like, wait, is this going to be a joke? And then you figure out it's not going to be a joke, and then it's like 5 minutes of not being a joke, and you're like, my word, that was wonderful.
Is that the big dance number?
Okay, all right. Well, yes, yes, and yes.
Yeah. No, I saw a lot of just unrestrained praise for this season in general. But that episode in particular.
Mitsula has the answer to the question that I had, which was I would love to know the behind the scenes of how much practice. Like, it was so polished that it makes me wonder how many weeks and weeks they worked. But Mitsula says Mac worked over a year on that scene.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. When you really boil it down, you have to understand that Detective Pikachu is the new Lord. So organize your life accordingly.
I was about to ask how you feel about the movie, but I mean, you are one of the three of us who plays the most Pokemon games.
Yeah, no, I play the Pokemon Go, and I'm not gonna lie. I feel myself losing a little bit of steam on it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's been all the traveling. Maybe once I kind of settle back in, it'll be different, because I realize how much of it really depends on having a crew and doing those community days is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's really what got me back into it. And I'm just noticing, not a lot, but a little bit, and myself certainly included. There used to be like a solid roster of people that I would exchange. You can always exchange one gift a day with somebody, right?
Right.
And there was always, like I'd exchange a gift, I get a gift back immediately. And there's still a vast majority, but there's still some of the people I know that I play the most with, that I'm closest friends with. It's getting a little longer.
Slowing down a little bit. Well,
no, not necessarily you. Yeah. I mean, I could start naming names of other people that we know. Ashley's having a conversation with me off camera.
So, separate thing. We sort of touched on this yesterday on Weird Things. I would have loved to have heard your angle on it. It is known, Khaleesi, that there are an awful lot of banked random reaction shots of Stan Lee for future cameos. And now he has passed away. Question: how do you feel about those being used, if they get used, and how should they be used?
It just basically confirms that you're going to have to buy 2 tickets to the movies, because there's just going to be a standing ovation of people screaming and crying and throwing articles of clothing at the movie screen and weeping uncontrollably and falling down whenever he appears on screen. Like, I mean, look, when it first started, when Iron Man first came out, it was always, or even fuck that, before that, the X-Men, when the X-Men movies first started doing it, right? Mm-hmm. When he was like the hot dog vendor in the first X-Men, and everybody would, woo, Stan Lee, yeah. And even now, it's like, even though it's become kind of like the neckbeard thing, and there's always that one dude, especially on opening night, Stan Lee shows up and he's like, yeah, woo, Stan. Like, now it's just going to be back to what it was before. It's going to be weeping and crying.
Do they do, and this was one of the things that we were, I don't know.
Whether they recorded a lot of generic stand-ins.
Well, no, apparently for everything that is shooting at the same time, he apparently, especially as he got up older in years, he didn't like coming out west or coming out to shoot the stuff as much as he was able to earlier. So what they would try to do is in the delta of when the most things were shooting at the same time, they would stagger. They would just get one day of him, and they would like shoot all the Stan Lee shots in one day. So what I had heard or read was that we have definitely an Avengers 4 one, definitely a Captain Marvel, and then other things that may or may not, be announced or whatever.
How would you
that have already been shot?
How would you feel if they did like have shot green screen a bunch of generic like cameos, right?
I just would like to see that raw footage.
Like for 10 years,
him in front of a green screen going like, "Who stole my milk?"
Well, plus also one of the things we brought up on Weird Things was that in the next 5 years, I would expect that we would no longer have plastic face robot Grand Moff Tarkin looking CGI stuff, and we could instead have it feel as natural as the Stan Lee that we all remember. And then they start plugging him in background shots.
Yeah, I think back, and then we talked about like if they put like references to him, like statues or photos in the background or posters or something,
right? Or maybe
I think the artful way to go about it would either to do some kind of like reference per movie that is just a little Easter egg for the super nerds to find, or if you really wanted to go the extra mile, like make it every Marvel movie is now a Where's Waldo, where you have to find.
So like Doctor Strange and Thor are talking, and in the background you see a Greek bust of his face, and it just says the word Excelsior underneath it, and it's in the background, and then they walk off screen, and you're like, oh my god,
I would even say you don't need to. If you're gonna CGI his face onto an extra in the background, I think it's one thing, but otherwise, like I don't know, I would almost like it to be something where it's more like there's a Make Mine Marvel or something, or some reference to
like,
an old Stan Lee
put it
trope.
in the bullpen bulletin.
Yeah, exactly.
I award that a no prize. That's
exactly. Yeah, there's just something where like a kid opens a thing,
like it's a super deep cut for the real fans.
Because that was always the fun of it initially. Before Stan Lee, before all of Marvel reemerged to totally conquer pop culture, the Stan Lee cameos were fun because only nerds knew about Stan Lee.
And for the most part, and I have to give that caveat, his cameos never took anything away if you didn't know who he was or what that moment was. Except for in Venom, it was so unnecessary and so grossly tacked on. Did you ever see Venom?
I still haven't, but now that I'm off the road, now it's on my list of things. If it's still going or it's still in theaters, I gotta go see it.
Yeah. I will say, as everybody processes the death of Stan Lee, I'm glad that we have not seen my forecasted backlash against him. Of it's like, hold on, don't lionize him. Jack Kirby did all the real work and blah blah blah.
I mean, look, he's Stan Lee. If you really want to get into the Kirby Stan Lee credit thing, then I look forward to your TED Talk. But for the 48 hours after the guy dies, let's just understand that he was, for a generation of people that didn't read comics, and after Jack Kirby was dead, he was the guy that gets the credit for it. And look, like, we can be happy for the fact that Stan Lee got the credit while he was alive, and understanding that if Jack Kirby was, then we would hope that they would both get cameos in all these movies, right?
Yeah. You goddamn right, baby.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Bonnie.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Your mom was calling.
Oh, my mom?
Yeah.
What was she calling us this time?
She was calling us fabulous. But you guys got plans tomorrow night?
Oh, we do? Mm-hmm. Tomorrow night? We do. We do. Hold on. That'll be fun. I'll be excited to see how that goes. Does our daughter know yet?
No, you said you didn't want to tell her yet.
Right. So. Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell her tomorrow.
Okay.
I guess she is very likely not watching the stream, so I feel like I could tell in public that tomorrow night I'm going to take my 14-year-old daughter who loves Harry Potter to Pottered Potter, the 70-minute stage play.
Yeah, I saw a billboard for that.
Yeah, that
it's
is
like all
a
this
parody.
Yeah.
It's a parody of Harry Potter. Also, legitimately tells the entire story of Harry
all
Potter.
7 books
all
or something?
in 70 minutes. Yeah.
Good God.
It seems like it'll be a lot like wait, you were there for 50 Shades of Grey? Who was with me? It was me and Chris, and I guess nobody else. Doggone it.
Maybe David or John or Brent Braun.
Yeah.
The guys who went to
maybe
Vegas
it was just me and Chris Minton. But anyway, they ostensibly called it a 50 Shades of Grey parody, but then every single cast member was very quick to say, like, no. All we're doing is literally telling you the plot of 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
There's no parody to it.
Yeah. But Jay saw that and was like, I bet Penny would like that.
Yeah.
Aww.
And yeah, so he invited these guys out to go see it.
Very nice.
I thought that was super sweet.
It is.
So, man, I don't know if this is worthwhile to do on the show. I'll save it for the show.
I'll follow your lead.
I had a very, very, very fun familial revelation while I was out in Orlando.
Ooh,
cool.
Okay. Well, we do have a few more minutes if you guys want to get a drink, take a break, go to the bathroom.
Do the pee-pee and the potty.
BRB. Whatever you'd want to do.
I'll tell you what, man. What is that soundtrack you're playing?
This is there's a website. So there is okay. Hold on, I gotta take it back another level. So there's a video game called Animal Crossing. You know Animal Crossing?
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. So there's a website. So in the game they have 24 different soundtracks, one for each hour of the day. And so there's a website that will play the correct hour in real time with you. So this is playing the 8 p.m.
Oh wow! Oh, so it will always give you the Animal Crossing soundtrack to your life.
Yeah, it's a cute idea.
That's cute. I like this.
Yeah. They're not an hour long. They're all like 15 minutes or so, but 15 minutes is already looped multiple times. So, yeah. It's a. I'll put it in the chat. It's kind of it's a little bit of an older site, but if you look up Animal Crossing, music hours, that'll probably get you what you're looking for.
Are you a Super Smash Brothers fan yourself, Bryce?
I like Smash Brothers is a good game. I bought the Wii U version and then I stopped playing my Wii U. But Smash is a good game. And I think the last one that they've had for the Wii U played really well, and the new one looks really interesting. Are you like interested in Ultimate?
No, Smash came after. I'm a little bit more old school. My fighting game heyday was far more in the Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat realm, and so by the time that Smash came around, I had kind of fallen out of the I need to play every new video game thing.
Yeah.
But it's always a welcome game to play because it's so stupid simple, which is I think kind of the fun of it. Is that it's just like a straight out button masher.
Yeah.
You know what the bummer is actually it's not a bummer because I'm re-entering that phase now that I have kids. But it's like, Smash Brothers and all that stuff. The game is the game, but what you really love, what you're really selling is the opportunity to interact with a bunch of friends around the couch, right? Yeah. And it's like when we did Mario Party.
Oh yeah,
I was like
you were tuned out for most of it, but you still had fun, I think.
Oh no! The moment I stepped in, it was great. Yeah. The game itself, if I had bought it, I would have been like, oh, I guess this would be fun. But it's but having that moment where everybody's dialed in and it's a competition between the four people and everybody's really trying, is truly special.
Yeah. I like Mario Party. I'm one of the people who likes Mario Party.
Wait. Do most people not like it?
A lot of people don't like Mario Party, but because it's long. Because it is not really balanced towards being like a fair game, really. And just honestly, it's really long, and there's always an imbalance there's always an imbalance anytime you play a multiplayer game with someone because one person owns the game and plays it and knows it, and the other person very likely possibly doesn't. Ooh, it's a new hour, 9 p.m. And Mario Party is really bad about that because if you know oh, I know this board or I know these items, so I'm going to take advantage. It's really imbalanced if there's an imbalance of knowledge on the game.
Interesting.
Do you okay? I might have a recommendation for you.
Okay.
Do you like logic games? I know I play a lot of puzzle and logic-y sort of figuring stuff out, but are you more because I know you played a lot of Fallout.
Yep.
I know you like Spider-Man. Are you into thinky sort of processing sort of games?
Well,
games for people with smarts, smart, interesting, not dummies, not idiots, smart, very smart, wise, caring, good looking, not I like Spider-Man, I've solved the game because I'm so smart. The razor's edge of intellect, like that, those kind of games. Do you like those?
I mean, Papers, Please was fine.
Okay.
No, actually, I hated Papers, Please.
Oh, yeah?
It was the video game version of the horrible life that I left behind to go do magic for a living. But logic games, I dig them. Why?
So I mentioned this on Weird Things a few weeks back, but I finished playing Return of the Obra Dinn, which is from the guy who made Papers, Please.
No way.
And if I'm also proselytizing for Return of the Obra Dinn, it is it's really cool, and if you like
Lucas Pope,
that's right. It's a
oh, this is like a mystery, right?
Yeah.
So this does look awesome.
You're an insurance adjuster, and you board a long lost ship, the Obra Dinn, and you have this magical stopwatch.
Oh, that's right, and everything is done in the style of the Macintosh.
It's all one bit.
No. You plug this on
Weird Things.
Yeah.
It's a 1-bit looking game, and so you have to piece together how these 60+ people died just from one like snapshot of when they died and like a little bit of voice stuff. It's I finished it last week or so. It only took about 11 hours, which is pretty good for like a $15 or $20 game, right? So while you're sick, if you're interested in flexing the brain.
Yeah. Man, I wish I had really remembered this earlier today, because I had that moment where I'm like, well, I'm just sick. I'm not going to get anything useful done. My goal was to turn on Wolfenstein, the new one.
Oh, yeah.
And then set it to easiest.
And just finish it.
Yes, exactly. And instead what happened is I loaded it and it said device driver out of date and then crashed. And then I was like, well, that's enough of a challenge for me. Good night. And then I went and laid down and went to sleep. But yeah.
And then V-Fiber is asking about Human Resource Machine. I know I told you about Human Resource Machine, and you knew about
it.
Correct. But I wasn't sure if you played it or if one of the girls played it.
I started playing it. I tried to get the girls into it. I assume it didn't take, but I may
Human
try
Resource?
Yeah, basically,
Machine,
you're controlling people, but then very quickly it becomes clear that what you're really doing is learning to program, because you're telling people to do jobs, and people who do one kind of job do a thing.
Where was this on?
It's on
It's a video
your
game.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah, they do have it on the iPad and on the phone.
So basically, like stuff's got to the Jeep job's got to come in. They got to turn it into clean plops, and then they got to do.
I can tell you, this is a game not meant for girls. Like that.
Well, but it does a good job of like.
Well, Bonnie, I'm so glad that you made that point, because I've been saying
those are ugly drawings to look at. No, my 2 girls are not going to play that game. So
it's an aesthetic. It's a style.
There are very clear gender roles that have brought Western society to unprecedented success.
Like all you have to do.
The liberal media and their ivory towers try to push these unisex.
Yeah, I don't think
ironically doing a Rush Limbaugh segment. Like there's not even a joke there.
Yeah. No, I'd say all you have to do is flip that the color scheme to pastels, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'll play this." But like looking at the color palette is like, "Oh no, this is clearly meant for boys."
But you're definitely currently programmed in the aesthetic of our soon-to-be 6-year-old daughter, who is constantly asking you to install new games of a very particular color palette. Like you can tell.
Yes. Oh no, but it's the big kids too. You know, I guess Josie's into watching how to draw videos on YouTube, so she's not really playing games. At this point.
By the way, speaking of your 6-year-old daughter.
Weird start to a sentence.
The song "Need a Little Time."
Oh yeah,
got tremendous amount of play in my mom's house.
Oh my God, we played it over the weekend as well. Like and
it was a gigantic hit. It was a 4-quadrant. Young, old man and woman hit.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, dude. It's that the moment that one lands is when it's the second chorus with Justin and backed up by Justin.
Yeah,
it's amazing, dude.
Yeah, no, that moment is so sticky. Like I can't lie, it just rides around in my brain sometimes, and I'm just like, oh, this could be like a real song thing.
This is of course the Cogswell song "Need a Little Time," which was written by
5-year-old
Callie,
daughter,
who was 5, who just I guess still unknown exactly whether or not it was predictive text or voice to text or some combination of the two. But it was just a gigantic gibberish pile that we read out loud, and Stephen Cogswell, because he is the greatest living musical genius alive, just was over the moon.
Well, you know what? We weren't going to play it, but Ren Igu in the chat room is demanding that we play it. We might as well just take a listen. Who knows? Maybe it'll show up in something later.
Now I gotta look for it.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll keep it floating.
So we were listening to it, and then
Mike TV gets a shout out in the
Hey,
song.
Bryce, what's our opening song?
Actually, I need to talk to Mike TV. We have to actually have a conversation about this song.
The same thoughts or go phone. I like the photo dogs and I wouldn't be the same. I love you, Dad, and you know it. I love you, Dad. I just need a little time to get back to the dog. Like I need a little time to get back to my little crime. And I love my whole dad, Daddy, and you're the picture of a sperm whale with hearts. Get a little crime to get back to the time to get back to the daddy. I love you. Well, is my dad now? I love my mom. Who everyone who
Well, we have a Stephen Cogswell song for this week also.
This is your mom
from
your dad and mom. This is mom from dad. Everybody and the
People can find this. And don't worry. If
You'll be hearing it.
You might have a chance to get
All right.
it going down the road. You never know.
Let's I think for the next 20 minutes I can breathe. Like your body knows whether or not it's gig time, and you're like, no, it's gig time, body, and your body's just like, no, it's not. And then you look at the clock, you're like, no, it's for real, it's gig time. And your body's like, all right, you got 20 minutes and go.
Well, okay. Well, then we'll start the show right now.
So that's the reason why Brian dies halfway through the show.
All right, here we go.